Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass and they don't care. We don't give a about your money. I couldn't care less about your money, okay?
So basically what's been happening on Twitter/X is a white girl says the N-word and black Twitter goes completely out of control. And of course you also have the white liberals who want to virtue signal also. It's completely amazing to me how black people allow these songs to be played in their music, allow certain people who aren't even black to say the word, but then when someone says it in passing, they all want to get offended. It's literally just a word, and the more you people get offended to that word, the more people who want to make you offended are going to use it. The hilarious thing is she made a follow-up video to this video and she doubled down on what she said.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, you know, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
You're gonna call us racist? You're gonna call us potential Timothy McVeighs? You.
Woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts going like, I don't understand, how come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, oh, I don't know. Why is that? Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000 seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his ass on that gig. I'm not saying no professional female athletes, Serena Williams, the women in the UFC, you know, but nobody's watching your sport. And then you're going to come and you're going to get mad at men. They keep doing that shit. Why are you yelling at us?
The funny thing about feminists and some women complaining about how women's sports is not treated the same as men's sports is most of these women complaining aren't watching women's sports either. You would think the smartest thing they could do to help push out women's sports is to go and support the sports that they're complaining that there's no equality in. But of course people in today's world just complain and love to cry and don't take any action.
Nuke America or vote for President Donald Trump?
Nuke America, I guess. Nuke America.
Why?
I feel like this is gonna get really political.
That's the point.
I don't like Trump.
Why do you not like Trump?
Look at me, bro. I don't know.
But why do you not like Trump? So you don't like Trump, but you don't know why?
Collective opinion.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
So you don't like him just because he's an asshole?
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty valid reason.
No, it's not.
And these are the people who are also going to go out into the world and vote for the leaders of the country.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time, you know? And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else, and then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist, and if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. You know, provided you're trying your absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system? And then to think I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Why do we have this idea that women were historically oppressed? Were they actually oppressed? If you go back and read their writings at the time in the 17th, 18th, 19th century, they said, no, we're privileged. And then you'll hear a feminist say something like, well, but they couldn't have bank accounts. But they never tell you why. It's because legally, women could not be held responsible for supporting the family. Women could not accrue debt that way. And what would be the point of a woman owning a bunch of land if she can't make the land produce anything. She can't defend the land against people who might come and try to take it. There were practical reasons for these things. Why would we want to task women with defense of persons and property? So why would we want to grant them voting
I would be
rights?
so pissed if I called the cops and they sent me a female cop. I would be so pissed.
If there's a natural disaster, there's like a huge hurricane that takes out the entire southeast, right? And the power's out.
You have a
there's
female
flood.
firefighter.
Nobody's like, oh, send
I'm an ass.
The reason people have this idea that women were historically oppressed is because they have been set up to believe so. It's funny how there are people looking right now on what's going on with all of this feminism nonsense and laughing to themselves how they were able to psy up people to believe that they should work for other people and they'll apparently be happy.
Look at the color of my skin. Look at this body I'm in. Look at the country I'm from. I'm at a loss and I know I'm not the only one. Look at the color of our skin. Look at these bodies we're in. Look at the country we're from. I'm feeling rage and I know I'm not the only one. I'm feeling grief and I know I'm not the only one. I'm on my knees and I know I'm not the only one. Oh my God, look what our blindness has done.
I honestly am surprised at the fact that there aren't black people who are offended by this nonsense that some white liberals love to engage in. I don't even know how you can get on camera and start doing this nonsense because of the fact that you want to virtue signal to people. But at the same time, I'm not really surprised because in today's world, virtue signaling is a virtue.
My credit card, I maxed that out to $4,000.
What do you mean you max it out? Max it out or maxed it out?
I got confused with the credit debt and credit limit. So my parents got me a credit card. I ended up getting a max credit limit of $8,000. So I could spend up to $8,000. That's what that means, right? Me and my boyfriend, me and my friends, we would go out and I'm like, oh, I'll pay for everybody. I got it. I'll spend the money. Don't worry about it. It's just a credit card. I would pay and pay and pay. And then I called my mom one day and I wanted her to be proud of me. So it's just like, hey, I've got $4,000 credit on my credit card. And she's like, credit limit or credit debt? I was like, what's debt? Oh, that's bad. I'm like, I thought that was good. And she's like, no, your credit limit at the time, it was $8,000. So I was like, okay, well, the credit limit's $8,000. That's good, right? And she's like, yes, but you were $4,000 in debt. And then they were like, screw it. You're not going to pay this off in time. Give it to me. So my parents took it. They're still currently paying it off right now.
We are completely doomed.
You guys think men can get pregnant?
If you identify as a man and you have the reproductive parts to get pregnant, then yeah, you can get pregnant.
Like, it's a yes. Obviously, it's a yes. There's no question.
Someone that identifies as a man can have a uterus and potentially get pregnant.
If like the man has the same body structure like women's with the like here, maybe he can pregnant. Yeah, you're transgender. I believe like you can do the whole procedure.
So you define your way into pregnancy, right?
You can now, yeah.
What do you guys think? Can men get pregnant?
I don't know. Men cannot get pregnant. That's BS, because they don't got a uterus. Hello! Yeah, they don't have a uterus.
A lot of people have been telling us they can. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's outrageous, bro.
Man is not to have baby. God created woman and man to make baby. He made a woman and he made a man. And he made us for a purpose. Man is never going to have a baby. So people that's thinking like that are crazy.
And as many people know by now, for the people who are subscribed to this channel and for the new people, I'll just mention it again. I do identify as a white woman.
Men are like, well, what do I get in return for paying for dinner? Baby boy, you get to be in her presence. The problem with a lot of straight guys is they don't like women
that are untraditional, expecting traditional treatment. If you think as a woman the only value you need to bring to the table is simply existing as a female, and that deems you worthy of his time, energy, and money, then you are looking for a man to worship you as an entitled brat that you are. If you want a man to pay for you, protect over you, and provide for you, you have to earn that from him by prioritizing a family over a career, by not opening up your legs to the world like you're a used city bike, and be willing to submit to the leadership of your husband if he's a godly man. I know that's going to be hard to hear because a lot of you don't want to take accountability and expect things to come easy to you because you happen to have been born with a vagina.
I don't understand what is so hard about correcting other people when they misgender others. Like, it takes you like 2 seconds, but you know what it takes for me to have to constantly do that? A lot of fucking unnecessary emotional labor that I already have to take on a daily basis just to fucking exist and be who I am. but you don't have the energy to speak up and say something on my behalf. And I just have to keep white knuckling this.
I also don't understand what's so hard for you to live in reality and to understand people don't have to live in your delusional world. It's not very hard for you to accept reality for what it is. We were all kids once and we all believed in Santa Claus, and it wasn't hard for us to not believe in that nonsense because we know it's not true.
So gay people are gay because they were born that way. But trans people aren't their sex even though they were born that way? Got it.
Women are still women, period.
Okay, but biologically they're male, correct?
No. I think it's an accurate
Inaccurate?
No, it's an accurate statement.
Accurate?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's accurate?
Because it's true.
Yeah, it's not accurate.
Can you guys explain to me your viewpoint on the statement, why it's not accurate?
Well, anyone who has a uterus can have a period. Not all uterus havers are women.
What are they?
Well, I guess not gender, like not born as women, but wait, no. Sorry. I'm like, it's been a long day.
Ladies, what do you guys think about this phrase? Only women can have periods.
That is not true.
That's transphobic.
I think it's accurate. I support it. I think,
Thank you.
sure thing, yeah.
Men cannot give birth. Men cannot get pregnant. And men cannot get periods. These are struggles exclusive to women.
Men can't be women and women can't be men. I don't know how many times we're going to have to say this for these people, but that's just the facts of reality. And if you can't accept that, I guess you just live in a delusional world and it is what it is.